Hi everyone, I am Animesh, and in today's episode, we have my batchmate from PGP-Finance, Ms. Pooja Jain. So Pooja recently completed her summer internship at KPMG in the M&A advisory services. So let's hear out from her how has been her experience. So hi Pooja, welcome to the show.
Hi.
So could you elaborate about KPMG and the role that was offered to you?
Yeah, sure. So as you know, KPMG is one of the big fours in India, and they primarily offer two types of services. One is the audit and assurance, and the other is the consultancy. So on the campus, they had come for two roles. One was business consultancy, and the other was M&A consultancy. So I was offered M&A consultancy primarily. This was in KPMG India. There is another entity called KGS, which is KPMG Global Services, but that does not come on campus to hire. So I was offered an M&A consultancy.
And moving on to the next question, could you elaborate what was the location, what was the project structure? Was it a live or mock project? At what stage did you join the project? Was it at initiation or later stages of the project?
Yeah, so I will start with the structure of the team that I was in. So this is a very small team of about 40 people, and they have locations all over India, primarily Bombay, Bangalore, Chennai, and Delhi. So I was offered in Bombay because I am from Bombay. But one of the other interns was offered Delhi as well. So the services that KPMG provides is a host of services across the M&A sector. So there is you can divide the services into two parts. One is pre-merger and the other is post-merger. So pre-merger activities would primarily include the due diligence part, the deal origination part and everything, and post-M&A would be the post-merger integration. So generally, investment banks do this role, which is of the due diligence and the valuation and the synergy creation. What we do is majorly on the post M&A integrations. So my project was also in that area, and I cannot give more details because I've signed an NDA. But what I can tell you is what I was supposed to do in the project was that I was supposed to give a recommendation to the client on how their merged entity would look like after, say, about 100 days of the merger, and how their processes would integrate with each other. Both the companies' processes would integrate with each other. So I was supposed to recommend to the client that.
Okay. So Pooja, can you go deeper in your project? Explain it in very simple terms to our viewers.
Yeah. So the project that I was in, I will just give a brief about it. So say ABC company is merging with XYZ company, and if their market share is going beyond a threshold, then there are approvals required. For example, there are approvals required from the Competition Commission of India. There is NCLT approval, there is SEBI approval. So what we were supposed to do in the project was we were supposed to analyze all the aspects of this and submit to the regulatory authorities on the details of this, and this was the pre-merger thing. And on the post-merger thing, what we were supposed to do is we were supposed to understand the processes of both the companies separately, and then we were supposed to integrate, we were supposed to recommend to the client on how both of these systems or the processes that the company is following. For example, ABC company follows Tally and XYZ company follows SAP. So how do you integrate both of these systems? So we were supposed to recommend to the client on how to do that.
Okay. And you mentioned that there were approvals that were to be taken in pre-merger stage. So when does KPMG step into the deal?
So it actually depends on what stage the project comes in. The projects can be at different stages. KPMG can come at the start of the project also and at the mid of the project also. So this particular project, we were there from the starting. Okay. So we were supposed to do everything in the merger.
Pre and post both.
Yeah.
All right, understood. All right, Pooja. So moving on to the next question.
Yeah.
Did you find any parallelism, or did you find the PGP-Finance first year curriculum helpful in your project? And what would you recommend for the upcoming batches in terms of skill set that they should?
So my background is basically I'm a chartered accountant and a company secretary. So most of the subjects that we had in first term, I had already done it before. So for me, it was not much of help. But even in consultancy, you have to focus more on strategy subjects rather than core finance subjects. What you can do is you can maybe brush up on your valuation skills, or you can make a valuation model for better understanding. But other than that, I don't think any of the subjects would be helpful majorly in M&A consultancy. And for the upcoming batches, what I would recommend is if you have a WorkX and you have an interest in M&A or consultancy, you can definitely go for this role. But if you are a fresher, I would suggest you to go for business consultancy. First, you understand what the business or how the business works, and then you can move on to M&A.
Okay, all right, Pooja. So, how was your overall experience at KPMG?
So my overall experience at KPMG was very good because this is something which I have not done in the past, and so it was very knowledgeable. Plus on the client interaction side, I was directly put on the project and I was supposed to interact with the client directly as well. So that was also a good exposure that I got. Other than that, the best thing about KPMG is the team, because the team is very helpful and they will you can approach anybody at any stage, and I was working directly with the partner, so in that way also I got to know the team members in a lot better way.
Alright, Pooja. So, can you tell us more about how does the career trajectory look like if you join as a full-time employee?
So if you have a little bit of experience, you will join as an associate, which is the entry level, and then you will, within 2 years, you get to be promoted to senior associate, then AVP, VP, then director, and then a partner. So I think within 15 to 17 years, you can easily become a partner in the organization.
So, alright, Pooja. Thanks for your time. I think that briefly summarizes our internship, and I'm sure that our viewers would benefit. So for our viewers, we have pinned down Pooja's LinkedIn profile in the comment section. Do reach out to her if you have any more questions. Thank you.
Thank you.